So we started out, you had epilepsy when you were younger, and then eventually you were no longer epileptic, but then you started having little tics,
Right.
right? Do you remember those?
Yes.
What were they?
Well, they started off eye blinking, and um, they were very, how do I say it, perplexed or complex maybe.
They didn't start out complex though. They were just simple little tics to start
Yeah,
with.
they were just simple little tics to start with, and then all of a sudden it led to yelling, or not yelling, but saying words, and then it just constantly led on and on and on to screaming, because before I wouldn't scream so much.
So, what do you feel whenever you need to tick? What is there like an urge?
Well, yes, there is an urge. I feel like basically I have energy in the back of my head. And if you've ever watched sci-fi movies, people, you will understand. It felt like my brain was pounding on my head and just telling me, hey, it's time to tick, it's time to tick, it's time to tick.
Do you do that every time?
What?
Do you have that urge every time?
Oh yeah, I have that urge all the time.
So can you tell me a couple of the tics that you do?
Well, that was one of them.
Okay.
Example number one.
What do you call that one?
I call that the jaw tick.
Okay. What is that? What does that feel like when you do it? What happens?
It just basically feels like my jaw unhinges and just comes open, and it's very hard to close my mouth, and sometimes I have to chew gum just to get it to stop, which now it's gotten so worse that I lose my gum every time, and I have to get another piece out of the pack.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just complicated.
So it's mainly that one and your big tick right now, right?
Right.
What's your big tick?
My big tick is my screaming tick.
Okay. What does that involve?
What do you mean?
What happens when you do your big tick?
Oh, I basically just scream from the top of my or from the bottom of my lungs to the top, and I just throw my hands up.
Do you ever hurt yourself when you do that one?
Yes.
Okay.
I have.
And that one, you have a lot of energy in your head when you do that one?
Right.
Do you tend to do those more when you're tired?
Yes.
Kind of when you don't want to do something, when your brain is just like, nope, not today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is this being recorded?
Oh, you about hit me in the face. Don't do that, please. Short? Okay. Get up. Get head up. So if they see someone in public who is having tics or they can tell has Tourette's syndrome, how would you tell them to act? I mean, I know that the typical response is to kind of stare. And so how would you tell people to respond to someone who is having tics?
Well, I would just say, just help them out the best you can. And
Would it be okay to just not pay attention to them, like just treat them like normal, right?
So, another piece of advice to you is, if you see a person with Tourette's syndrome or tics or whatever you want to call them, you can ask them nicely, hey, do you need help? And if they say no, then you can just go about your day. Thank you for coming along with us to learn about Tourette's syndrome. If you want to learn about more, just subscribe.